Well, it's October 25th, and we got a nice north breeze. It's kind of calm, 7-8 mile an hour breeze here today. So should be a really nice sit tonight. I got out of work a little early today, and Matt's tied up for this afternoon. So my plan is I'm running to pick up my son Hoyt from school and get him into the blind with me tonight. We should be able to sneak into that blind real easy tonight, take that creek all the way up, pop in there, and hopefully at least get some activity for him to see and see some deer out there in the food plot. So that's kind of the main goal for tonight. Are you excited?
Yeah.
What are we gonna go do?
We're gonna go hunting.
Did you tell all your teachers and friends you were going?
Nope.
No? Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. To show them the corn.
Show them the corn?
Yeah.
What do you think we're gonna see tonight?
Hugh.
You think we're gonna see Hugh?
Yeah.
Man, I hope so, man. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's about 3:20, a little after 3, and Hoyt and I are set up and ready for our evening hunt here. Picked him up early from school, and he was excited and told his teachers and friends what we were doing, so hopefully you're right and we see Hugh tonight. That'd be awesome, eh? So we're set up on this bean and radish and clover. There's a lot of forage and a lot of food in here. A lot of still green food source. We put a lot of effort and work into this whole plot this year. Like I said, even from beginning this spring, it was just covered in trees, and Matt and I really got after this spot to hopefully make it special for us. So we got a slight north breeze, perfect access into this set. We took the creek in, right? Which was awesome. Got up in here. Just gonna spend a little quality time here, and hopefully some deer come out, and Hoyt gets to see some deer, and maybe we'll shoot a doe. Maybe we'll shoot Hugh. Have fun all night. Yeah. All right.
Wait.
Let's do it. Thumbs up. Don't move much, bud. Okay. Alright, just keep watching her. Yeah, they might come back over here. We'll see.
Well, Hoyt and I made it back to the shop, and that was awesome. He had a lot of fun. Those does came in, and he was shaking so bad as soon as they came off. He immediately said, "Dad, I gotta go to the bathroom." So that was really cool. But he knew Grandma was coming into town. Those does spooked off, and there was no other dealer out in the plot, so I thought it was a good opportunity for us to pack up and kind of slip out of there. We took the creek back out. Didn't spook anything getting out. So overall, it was just an awesome time, awesome hunt. Yeah, I wish I would have got that shot of that doe, but I don't know what was going on in the timber behind us. Something, how does are spooked off. So, but ultimately, they didn't know we were in there, which is perfect. Hoyt got to have a good encounter with the deer, and ultimately, we got to make some memories and have a lot of fun, paint faces, and whole 9 yards. So it was a success. So we'll see what happens for this weekend. Matt's tied up again tomorrow at work. I might make a trip over to Fulton County and hook up with Hillman and get some filming down over there on his farm, which should be always a good time to connect with great friends this time of year. So anyway, thanks for checking in on Antler University.
Okay, so I just got set up here in the tree. Basically, I'm sitting on a real small little alfalfa pocket. I'm sitting on a big CRP field. We've got alfalfa that goes around this whole field. And they made just a small little pocket of alfalfa here in this corner. There's a big oak tree. It's dropping some acorns. We've got a scrape right below me too. So kind of a neat spot. It's really easy to get into. It's right on the fringe, so I can get in and out. So it's a great spot to maybe get a chance at a doe tonight. It's about 49 degrees, beautiful north wind, so it should be a fun sit. I don't expect to see a lot of deer, but hopefully we can get a few to funnel through here tonight. But either way, it should be a pretty sit. Well, that just worked out really good. I had a couple does work through here. Had a real big doe came in and just wouldn't give me a shot, and then had this nice big doe come in. She was working right on the tree for like 15 minutes eating some acorns, and I was finally able to get her a spot where I could get some camera on her and get a good shot. So she just ran over here and fell over about 50 yards, so it was perfect.
Well, it's October 27th, and Matt and I are heading to a set on the edge of a cut bean field, obviously. Tonight we're trying to chase Hugh again. Not overly optimistic we're going to see him tonight because it's pretty warm, but if anything, this set allows us to cover a lot of ground, kind of like an observation set. That big timber there to my right, that's probably where he's bedded up. My farm's just on the other side of that, and I've been getting a lot of pictures of him on both sides of that chunk. So really, we've gotten a lot of pictures of him coming right down this edge that I'm walking on and through that waterway behind me. So in the past, the way this stand sets up, if it happens, they'll come out of that timber and they'll work down this fence line and offer us maybe like a 30-yard shot, which would be great. But it's a nice night. We've had a lot of crazy weather the last 24 hours, a lot of rain and wind. It's quite a bit warmer today than we would really like, but it's about 60 degrees. But we've got a nice little southwest wind, which will set up perfect for this set. Blow it out into a cut bean field to our north. So ideally we get some eyes on some target deer, and for sure I'd love to get our eyes on Hugh. But we like coming into here on an afternoon set because the way that field crests, our access is pretty bulletproof. They don't see us walking on this side of the field, and they don't generally bed up here on our west edge. So we're going to get up in the lone wolves and hunker down and hope for some luck here and have a successful evening.
Well, it's about 10 till 6, and the does are really starting to pile out of that timber to our east that we expected them to. No bucks, though. It's been kind of the theme for Matt and I so far this year. We haven't been in the right place at the right time to see the bucks on their feet. Our buddies are sending us pictures, so I don't know if it's something we're doing or what, but anyway, it's been active. I mean, we've seen some does move past, and like I said, they're starting to come out of that timber, so hopefully we can at least get our eyes on Hugh, because we've been hunting him now for a few years, but we haven't seen him this season yet on the hoof, so hopefully, if everything worked out, he'll come right in for us. Otherwise, at least to get a view of him and get him on camera would be great. Chasing those does to the east. And then go up the deer.
Well, we made it back to the shop, and tonight, I guess, though we didn't get to harvest a deer, we're going to chalk it up as a success. We went into that set tonight, really banking on more of an observation sit with the, 60-degree temps, and some guys probably wouldn't have even went out because it was so warm. But we figured if anything, we'd get to survey a lot of ground. So, like I talked about on the way in, what we like about that set is that we can walk all the way to that set on the west edge of that field, and the way that field crests, deer bedded up on that big timber edge that you could see, can't see where we're accessing from. Over the years hunting there, we've seen all those deer pour out of there, and you get excited and you really want to push in on them and get right on that field edge. But the problem is those deer will bed up and down that whole edge, and Matt and I over the years we've kicked up bucks that might be bedded 10 yards back from that edge where they can really see out into that whole field. They got a good wind advantage from you. So just like tonight, I mean, Hugh could have been bedded 10 yards in from that edge. We would have went in there and pushed him and really messed things up. But at least we know where he's bedding. We're confident that he's continuing to bed in there. We're getting him on camera. Some nights he's coming out on the east edge of that timber, actually right into my farm. And then obviously tonight coming out to the west edge and, the neighboring farm that we have permission to hunt on. So he could have just as easily tonight, worked through like a lot of deer do. They'll work all the way north and then offer us about a 30, 35 yard shot. Didn't happen for us tonight, but man, it sure was fun seeing him come out there and kind of get involved with just barely pushing a few does around. Generally tonight what we saw is the little bucks were chasing them and really pestering those does, but he just kind of sat back and kind of surveyed the ground. But then right towards dark there, he actually started pushing some does out into a real big ag field. So really cool hunt, really a lot of fun. Got to learn a little bit more about Hugh. That was the first time we've seen him on the hoof this season. This will be 3 or 4 years now we've actually been paying attention to him, and 3 years now we've really been trying to hunt him. So he looked great. We're excited to keep chasing him this fall, and hopefully we can seal the deal on him one of these evenings.